Good morning. And this morning I want to introduce ground, path, and result, 3 ways describing. Ground, there are 2 ways we can describe according to Dharma teachings. Ground, there are relative point of view and absolute point of view. Sometimes it's a saying that relative truth and absolute truth. This is describing the whole phenomena according to the Dharma teachings. There are 2 truths, relative and absolute. And that's as we have to know for the Dharma practitioners. First, how function in this world. So, in the relative point of view, we have 2 categories, or large categories. You can see 2, 2, 2, 3, 3. Right? The first, there are outer worlds and inner beings. Outer world, we are called Jambavipa, the human world, and like world is limitless. The space is limitless, same as the world, that we can't count it. If you go just billions years, and still it's there. It's there. Different types of beings exist. Some beings, even we can't see it because we don't have that abilities to see. We don't have faculties, we don't have consciousness and so forth, technology any. They don't have form like us. Some they do have form like us. They exist. So just think about it. The limitless world, limitless beings. And then this is relatively speaking, right? Relatively speaking. And then absolute point of view, how this come from? The limitless world, limitless beings. How they came in this world at the happening. And that's very hard to describe, really, in the Dharma teachings. Some teachings give the detail, a little bit detailed. And in the common, saying that it comes from emptiness. It's a zero. There is nothing. Almost nothing. It certainly occurs just, a lot of phenomena. All phenomena comes from emptiness. It's some sort of magic. It's very hard to describe. Usually we describe is that all phenomena has causes and conditions, arising causes conditions. Then what is original? Do they have cause and condition? Of course they are. Then bag. Then answer is that there is no beginning. So easy, right? There's no beginning. Then you can't. You go back and bag. There is no original. And as sentient beings, then we have a little bit different than outer world. Sentient being, we have consciousness. The consciousness, it's makes sentient beings. We can think and be aware. This consciousness also doesn't have beginning. As many times I mentioned that, see here, the mind is more ancient than our planet. That's why some, habitual patterns are very thick. We build many, many years. And just general in the Dharma teachings. Some specific Dharma teaching we have process, how we process and exist in this world. But general in the Dharma teachings, saying that we don't have beginning. Our consciousness doesn't have beginning. Our consciousness is not comes from material things. It's a different kind of phenomena. So, and the absolute point of view, then if you look at phenomena, this phenomena comes from cause and conditions, right? What we're seeing, hearing, so forth. We labored. It's a little bit hard to believe or to think about it. But if you carefully think about it, then it has some sort of meaningful how we labored in this phenomena. And here, just let me take in this world, right, human being. And in this world, all human beings, as karma, just group karma, created in this world. This happened in this world. And also specific, every individual has different opinions, perceptions. So like here, if we are sitting here, every person has different opinions, different feelings, different perceptions. Not exactly same. Just general, we all seeing thing, one, if you look at this. But in specific, we have different opinions. That makes what we perceive is related to our inner mind and also faculties. And that, in this way, what I'm talking about, sometimes losing, right? Losing subtlest ego clinging, that's very good. So losing subject of Dharma teaching, that's not good. And also realize emptiness is good, but realize emptiness of stomach is not good. So, and yeah, what I'm saying is that some Buddhism believe that these material things come from the atom. Atom that is called partless particles. This, if you breaking down everything, then there are subtle atom. That is cost of these material things. Then another Buddhism schools describing even atom, if you're breaking down, does not exist. It's become a kind of space. That's why we're describing emptiness. But at the same time, there's something exists. If something exists, then what it is? And the Dharma teaching saying that that's beyond words, beyond concept. The answer is good, right? Always it's just jumping other side. That you can't think about it. You can't describe what it is. When you describe or think about it, then you are out of the reality, because you're a concept involved. Reality is beyond concept. Nature of reality is not a relative point of view. Then, the fundamental nature of phenomena there is not truly existence, permanent, single, truly existence. Therefore, in the relative point of view, occur everything. Occur sentient beings, occur the world, everything. If there is something truly existence, fundamental point of view, then we are stuck there. And so, absolute point of view, there is emptiness. Relative point of view, that occur everything, right? This is ground. And last Dharma teachings describing these two subjects. Relative truth and absolute truth. If you are familiar with some texts like Madhyamaka philosophy, then they're always talking about these two subjects. Then sometimes they're describing what is natural reality. Natural reality is union of appearances and emptiness. Appearance itself is emptiness. It's emptiness. It doesn't mean beyond and something else. What we see and hearing itself is emptiness. At the same time, it appears. So this is a ground. Ground for everything. Then the path. Path, of course, there are two ways, two paths. Usually 5. Subdivided, then more. Every individual has a path. Some shall path. Path, there, method and prajna. 2 ways we can describe. Method in here, bodhicitta. And love, compassion, bodhicitta. Those is the path. The path, here path related to fundamental nature of our mind. That is very important. That when we practice Dharma, it's always based on the natural reality, right? Love and compassion, bodhicitta, some sort of related to one's own nature. Even if we don't have strong those wisdom, but we can cultivate it, we can strengthen it, then it's just growing. And another path, that's prajna, wisdom. Wisdom that sees where things are, exactly what it is. What we described in the beginning, the union of emptiness and appearances, or emptiness, or sublessness. There are different ways of using terminologies, but describing the same thing. There is no, different fundamental nature. Fundamental nature is exactly the same. As always. So one who realizes that is we call wisdom. And sometimes saying prajna, right? Method that love and compassion, bodhicitta. Wisdom that sees exactly what it is. This is a path to discover fundamental nature. Then in the path also, when we practice, it's meditated. But meditate means that what we know, what we discovered, our mind and become familiar with, to accustomed. In that way, when we look at one's own mind is emptiness, or union of appearances as awareness. Itself is awareness, and also there is no form, characteristics. Itself is emptiness. We have to when we realize that, then mind become familiar with it and be with it. That is, we are meditating, right? Then this as wisdom become manifest. That means there is no any obscurations, distractions, disturbing emotions. Usually it is describing disturbing emotions, anger, hatred, jealousy, envy, the passion, aggression, and so forth. They're just the mental state that gives unpleasant feeling. This disturbed one's own peaceful mind, and also it's disturbed others' mind too. This kind of mind is dissolved. So, love and compassion, bodhicittas arising as mind that based on the fundamental one's own nature, that is a path. Then what we get result? Very exciting, right? Result. Result is nothing. You don't get anything. And this is a big result. So we run. There's something, but if you run, there's nothing. And here, a result is enlightenment. Enlightenment is not outside of something. When we really, enlightenment in Tibetan saying Jang Chup, and also we saying Sang Je. Sang means purified one's own karma and kleshas. Je means complete, the manifest. One's own fundamental nature, that's usually we don't see it because obscurations, disturbing emotions covered. When one time we purified those disturbing emotions, misperceptions, and its own completely manifest. That is the goal. That's its result. There is no confusion, there is no suffering. End of the confusion and suffering. And in this point, completely perfect. It's enlightenment. If you're back to the one's own mind, sometimes, whole, describing. If you want to really know it, have to back one's own mind. Mind itself, their relative point of view and absolute point of view. This general affect emotions, thoughts, patterns, and all this, our opinions, it's relative. And also, when these thought patterns and look at itself, then you can't find. It's very hard to hold it on, or to find it itself, the mind. You can see it is emptiness, right? That when you see that emptiness, the mind is what do we say? Release a lot of troubles. Because when arising in troubles in our mind is narrow-minded. We are holding on, grasping, and fixating. That is the trouble. If you look at it when you're grasping and fixating, or angry, or any jealous, envy arising in our mind, at that moment, if you have very good chance, because at that time other mind is stopped. Your mind is single-pointedly this emotions controlled and all other mind. This emotion, if you realized or dissolved, then your practice is very strong. You are conquered the big enemy that one's own enemy is always with us, ready to, make troubles. If we do that, then we are making make a better life and a peaceful and a happy life. And one's mind familiar with this over and over again, or be with it, that makes happy and safe. A lot of Dharma practitioners, they just want to sit, right? Looks like being lazy, but not. They're very busy. but not busy thinking something, but busy way of just staying maintained. And I think if you try like that, we can make better in our life, and also we can see one's own life that relate to the wisdom. We can remove karma and kleshas, pretty much relate to our action. And the patterns, we can resolve that. Then Buddhism believes in the karma, right? Karma is action. One's own actions, the driving one's life, good way or bad way. If we are strengthening those wisdom to look at one's own patterns, thought patterns, and just general patterns, if you dissolve this pattern that makes troubles for self, that's where we can make a better life. That's pretty much this morning my Dharma talk. If you have some questions, then you're welcome. Any? Okay, you don't have any questions, then you are welcome too. And thank you for coming, and we can stop here, do dedication merit. And also, if you want to private interview, I'm available after the service in the other room. Again, thank you. We can do dedication merit. You're welcome. At this very moment, for the people and nations of the earth, may not even the names of disease, famine, war, suffering be heard, but rather may pure conduct, merit, wealth, and prosperity increase, and may supreme good fortune and well-being always arise. By this merit may all attain omniscience, may defeat the enemy wrongdoing, from the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all be.